Nightlife in Iceland.
All right, well, we're not going to talk about nightlife without a drink. So while we were in Iceland, we got this 64 degrees Reykjavik.
It's a rhubarb gin.
Rhubarb gin. Now, one thing we should mention is alcohol is very expensive in Iceland.
Yes.
So you want to stop at the duty-free and
So
pick
right
your...
off the airplane.
Right off the airplane.
In the airport.
In the airport, as soon as you get off, you have to walk through this thing, so you can't miss it.
No, you won't miss it.
And you're going to want to buy all the booze you want then and there.
Actually, it's pretty funny because we arrived at about like 6 in the morning in Iceland, and I think we were like one of the only flights that day. They actually will open, like, they will open just for the flights that arrive. So they open it for the flights. Because we took a while and the guy was like, yeah, just hurry up because like we want to go home. So welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, oh, cheers. If you're new here, hi, my name is Melissa. We talk about everything. We're going to be talking about Iceland. We're going to be talking about 8 different places that we checked out the nightlife in downtown Reykjavik, Iceland. Very, very close to our hotel. But if you're interested in like a lot of other things in Iceland, check out the playlist down below. I have a playlist of a bunch of different videos that I've been making in the past few months.
And this video will probably be very long with lots of footage.
I took so much footage whenever we went out. So there's going to be lots of footage. You want to stay till the end. You want to stay till the middle, the beginning, all of it.
And please feel free to check out the chapters down below if you're interested in a particular place that we went to.
Everywhere that we went, I think the furthest place that we went was probably about a 10-minute walking distance from our hotel. So you can go get loaded and walk back home, stumble back home. So yeah, definitely stay in a place that's closer to downtown. So the first place that we wanted to go to, it's somewhere that he researched before we even left, was called Pablo's. It is a club or a disco bar. We went there, I filmed, and it was completely empty.
We got kicked out, and it's not because I'm overly intoxicated, but actually, even though Google says they open at 8, they informed us the party don't start till 10. Turns out, the parties happen later in Iceland.
Yeah.
So if you're anywhere early, not a good idea.
So it opens at 8, starts at 10, so we had 2 hours to kill. And a cool thing was, like, all the places were close by. We literally bar hopped. We pretty much, there's so many different bars that you can check out that meet your taste of whatever kind of bar that you like. So the next one we went to was, we watched a lot of sports there.
Winner, it was Great Britain.
Paloma.
It had a really cool, like, bar, pubby kind of style feel. But, like, again, we were like one of the only people in there, so it was very quiet. We were literally watching sports.
United States is eliminated
on the TV, but it was entertaining.
Italy is eliminated.
It was biking. It was pretty fun.
You guys, Canada, one of the Canada got eliminated. There's 4 left.
We caught some great bike sports.
The sports in Iceland is biking.
Who knew that exercise was a sport in this country?
I played real sports.
We had a drink or two, and then we moved on to the next one. The next one that we went to was called the Drunk Rabbit, an Irish pub. I love Irish pubs. It was so homey and feely, and it's just really nice to be in like a place like that. They had live music. If you actually go upstairs, they have a really cool little quieter seating area, and there's like this giant, like one of the walls is just mirrors. So we took some cool photos there, and yeah, if you just want to go to a pub, have some drinks with some friends or date, and then go upstairs because it's a lot more quieter.
It is a fairly narrow bar, so it was fairly packed. Like Melissa had mentioned, upstairs though was a little quieter.
So then next we went to the American bar. I don't know, what would you like compare it to? I'm trying to think of.
Hall Pass Chili's.
Oh my god, it's nothing like Chili's.
Well,
I mean, like,
no, it's more like a restaurant bar style. I feel like they have pizza and food.
Like a Boston pizza kind of vibe, maybe.
Yeah,
like
but
the
even
bar area.
more American. Applebee's.
So they had like some really cool, funny, sweet signs in there. I love the signs. They also had like where the washrooms were. They had a whole wall of like pin-up-y kind of art. We got some cool drinks. They had a menu of a bunch of different drinks. We got a drink with Red Bull. What was it called?
The trash can.
Like,
and it had everything in it. Like all the different alcohol.
all different alcohols. That's
like
what it's
rum,
called,
tequila, whatever. Something blue, and then they threw in a Red Bull upside down and let it, you know, simmer down into the drink.
And then they also had this like big, huge wheel, which I actually noticed a lot of the bars in Iceland have. It's like a big like wheel, like a dartboard kind of wheel, and like
Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, sure, like that, exactly like that. And for $25, I think. You spin it, and then you can get no beers, 2 beers, 6 beers, 3 beers, half off an appetizer, etc. So it was kind of fun to see a lot of people kind of do that. I wanted to do it, but Iceland's slightly expensive. We're still not back at Pablo's. This is one place that David really wanted to go to, but the first stop before that is food. We did see one area where it was like a food truck with like a sub and a drink. But we actually decided to go to like a 7-Eleven kind of place.
Yeah, I forget what it was called, but it looked like a 7-Eleven or a Circle K or, you know, depending on where you live in the world.
It had all of like the convenience type things, and they had pizza.
And the pizza was so good.
Oh,
it was like
so
a
good.
New York style slice. Where you get the massive New York style slice, the dough, everything. You know, after a few drinks, I'm telling you, this was like manna sent down from heaven.
And we got some fucking pizza.
Alright, so now we're going back to Pablo's.
Sing it with me. Blinded by the light.
So we walk in, and it's bumping.
Gotta leave at 95 up on the shelf.
There's a lot more people, there's music, there's lights. The DJ was there at the beginning. When we first went, and he was just talking to the bartender, getting ready, setting up, and then when we came back, we went up to the bar, and he actually like remembered us.
Hey guys, it's good to see you.
Yay! Even though there was like, it wasn't full, it wasn't even half full, but he remembered us. I felt welcome.
Yeah, so I wanted to go to Pablo's because on Google, you know, it kind of mentioned that a lot of the older crowd tends to go there, and you know, I'm not a spring chicken anymore, but you know, a little disco.
It is a disco
up my
bar.
alley, yeah.
Yeah, so like they have a lot of the 70s music.
And that being said, they also have some newer music.
One of our songs is Blinded by the Light. And we actually requested it, and at this point the bar was completely full. Me and David went out to the balcony, and then as I heard the song on, I was like, oh, our song's on. So I walked back into the bar, and like the bartender again was like, yeah girl, come dance. And I was like, yes, you're like
DJ.
the, oh sorry, the DJ. The best DJ, like the best DJ.
Blinded by the light.
So the last place that we went that night, this is all in one night, was called Lux. It is a nightclub. So you're gonna see the teeny boppers.
Yeah, that's what I call them. The drinking age in Iceland is 20, but I guess Lux is the kind of place where if you're a little bit younger, you like to sneak in or see the nightlife.
But it was funny because as we were walking up, it was still a little early. It was probably like, at that point, like maybe 11.
Which is early for Iceland.
For Iceland, trust me, we'll get to that. So we walk in, there's like 10 like security people inside. They have like chains, and like me and David are like, can we even get in here? Like, are we old?
Can we even get in? I feel like we're too old.
Are we dressed good enough? They pretty much like look you up and down and like see if you're dressed okay. I think like they have somewhat of a dress code, and then they let us in.
That was one thing you'll read about a lot on Google, so just to save you some time. If you're not dressed appropriately, none of the bars there want to let you in. Basically, they want you to dress up a little. So this is what I actually wore, and you know, they all seemed happy with it. Like, yeah, just dress with a little touch of class. Don't look like you just wandered in off a hike on the mountains there. that's not what they're looking for.
They played like 2000s, 2010. I literally didn't know where I was. I didn't know what year it was.
I'm confused as to what year this is!
I was so drunk. I was like, what is happening? It was crazy. This is like a place where you want to go and dance party, like the lights, the dance floor, everything, nightclub. And then there was one point where we didn't even realize the time. I sat down and I'm like, holy shit, there's a line of people at 2 a.m. outside
still
trying to get into the bar. And I was like, what? Our bars like close at like 1 or 2 a.m. So it was just wild for us. And then like when we left the bar,
It's 2 o'clock in the morning. And there's lineups.
the streets, like it's 2 a.m. There's a lineup on like all the bars. The American bar also had a lineup, and there was just like people in the streets. And like they were just like partying, dancing. You could hear music from everywhere. It was just like, it was very nice. I can't imagine what it would be like because we had November. Can't imagine what it would be like in the summertime. Probably a lot more.
And what I will mention
populated.
about Lux as well, even though perhaps it's geared towards a younger audience, you know what? I felt totally at home there because they were playing a lot of older tunes that
great.
When I was 20, that was being played in the club.
The next 4 places that we're going to talk to you are places that we went. We went to one of them a couple times, and just like not as like, they're more like a loungy kind of area, not like club
Per se, just bars.
bumping. I mean, they might be on some nights, but when we went, no. And they were much closer, like 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes, like between 2 and 5 minutes from our hotel. So the first one is Caldy, right around the corner from our hotel, and it was a gin bar. They had like hundreds, I don't know,
Of
if that's-
gin. Yeah.
different types
I
of
think
gin
they
from
had
all
about
over the
100
world.
kinds of gin, and it was great. You know what? These bartenders were knowledgeable. They made Instagram-worthy drinks. Like, they had
Brander.
a brander, and they would like
Of
burn. Yeah, they would burn the Caldy brand name into the ice and then put it in your drink. And the drinks they made, you know, there was like different flavor profiles. There was smoke happening, flames. You know, like dried orange peels, you name it. Like, it was great. They even taught us about this brand of English gin here that I'd never heard of.
Yeah, it was just really good.
It was just really
It
good.
was a good environment. The guys were really great, knowledgeable. They talked to us not only about gin and like Iceland, about our lives and why we're there, and like they were just like very
good hosts.
Yeah.
Honestly, we don't have a lot of footage of Caldy because we sat right at the bar.
And we were talking to them the entire time. I'm not gonna sit there and film them.
But if you love gin, and they have beer, like most of the people there were actually drinking beer.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, if you like gin or you're curious about gin, you want to go there and learn about it.
Right across the street from Caldy is a place called Kiki's. I guess this is more considered like a nightlife on certain nights. I guess Kiki's is actually a gay bar, and it was so cool. We went on karaoke night. The host, as far as I gathered, we got a table like right up close. The host of the karaoke night, I'm pretty sure he worked there, but he wasn't supposed to work that night, but he ended up working anyways, and he was just taking shots, he was drinking, he had a great voice. He was drinking, and he was just like, there were so many people there. It was very small. There was a bar, obviously, and yeah, it was karaoke night. It was really cool. And then on the upstairs, they had this like cool wallpaper. I want to find wallpaper. I guess wallpaper is coming back, but it was really cool wallpaper. Very small. So you go up this like narrow stairway, and then there's maybe like a little like nook of booths, maybe like a booth and a couple tables, and then there's a small bar, and that's where the bathrooms are.
If you went there on a karaoke night and you just like singing along and belting out some tunes after a few drinks, it is a great place to go.
Yeah.
You know, upstairs was again, you know, a little bit quieter. All the bars tend to be a little bit smaller there in Iceland, and you go upstairs and there's another bar where they serve you. And yeah, I had a great time.
And then the next place I'll talk about is, okay, I can't pronounce it because it has just a crazy Icelandic name, but I'm just going to call it the Bookstore Bar. Literally in like the same building as our hotel. And it's what I just said, a bookstore bar. You walk in and it's like a bookstore.
Library.
Yeah, it looks like a library. Like,
and they have live music.
They had a bar and they had like little desserts. So again, another nice, cute place to go on a date or something. And then the last one I want to talk about, it's not really a bar, it's not a lounge or anything. It is actually an attraction. I made a whole other video explaining everything about it. I'll obviously link that down below. But it's the ice room, or the magic ice room. And it's a place where you can go pay to go in. It's like a -6 room with like, it's an ice block. Like they have a bunch of ice carvings and stuff. And you pay to get in, and then they also have a bar inside there. Hi there! So like if you went earlier on in the day, like an afternoon thing, you could stay all day, but they close, when?
Well, they said they close whatever the store above them close.
Yeah, because
so you have to
located.
you have to get access through the store above, which is a clothing store, to go down. So once they close their door, that's it.
They have a bar there too, and we did talk to someone that some people have stayed for like a couple hours. So, and they had music. They had like 2000s music. Everywhere you went was just 2000s music.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's an Icelandic thing or,
no, I think it's coming back. Let me know if you agree with me that 2000s and like late 90s is coming back down in the comments with like clothing and everything.
Again, if you're planning the trip to Iceland, you want to look to perhaps be in a more downtown location or figure out what you're going to do for transportation. There is parking at the church downtown that's free if you can find a spot if you're there early enough, and you won't have to pay parking for the night. There are parkades. There's also a parkade here. So you just want to make sure you don't drink and drive in a foreign country. I don't know what the laws are there, and I had no interest in finding out or even learning about it. You just assume that it's not acceptable. And the drinks, well, they're pricier there. Now, I paid in cash everywhere I went, so I brought cash with me. A lot of places there, it's a little more modern of a country. People tend to use their watch or their phone to pay. So a lot of times I had to make sure I had exact change for whatever I was ordering, because they wouldn't have a float in their till. They would just take money, and that was that. You don't have to tip there. That's not a normal thing.
Oh, we didn't talk about the drug dealer.
Oh, yeah. And then on the walk back, we met the world's nicest drug dealer. Only in Iceland would you meet a drug dealer that is so friendly and polite.
We shared our Doritos. We went and got a bag of Doritos.
We shared chips with the guy.
He's like, what are you eating? We're like, Doritos, want to try it? We shared chips. We were walking and talking.
So, you know, he called himself Grunberg. I don't know if that actually means anything or if I'm even butchering it. It's probably not even his real name. A super nice guy. He comes up, offers us something, looks like little stamps or I don't know, whatever in a can. I didn't know what it is. He's like, it's free for the first one. I was like, oh, no thanks, man. And then, you know, he started asking us, you know, obviously you could tell we're tourists there. So I kind of asked him, like, you know, like, what's, you know, your concerns here? And I guess his biggest concern was that things with the knives, violence is becoming a little more in that country. While we were there the night before, when we were in our hot tub looking down, we saw the police. Apparently there was some kind of stabbing incident. But getting into the issue of safety, honestly, I'd never felt safer drinking and clubbing in my life. Like, even in my own hometown, I wouldn't walk down that many streets while drinking. Like, I just wouldn't feel safe doing it. In Iceland, not a problem. And even though this drug dealer dude, you know, felt like he was a little bit worried that people carried knives in the modern era, yeah, honestly, it was totally safe. Even this dude was so friendly. Like, we had all kinds of conversations about weird things. We talked to him for a good 20 minutes, and then finally we're like, okay, dude, like, we'll just let you go. Because, like, once he started talking to me, I started asking him questions, and then, you know, I'm a pretty persistent talker, and I felt like he wanted to get away and try to make some sales for the night. But totally safe, and we should probably mention, too, you know, it is chilly in Iceland. The tourists were all wearing jackets. We weren't. Like, she was pretty much wearing something similar to what she's wearing. I was wearing this. It was November. And you see people wearing parkas and stuff. So, you know, when you go to the bar, I didn't even look. Did they have coat checks or coat racks?
Yeah, there was a couple. I know for sure Lux had. I filmed the coat rack, coat area. It's upstairs by the bathrooms.
So we're hardy Canadians, and that weather in Iceland is actually not cold at all. If you go, you gotta plan to party.
And let us know in the comments if you go and if you've been to any of these places. If you have any questions that I could answer. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video.
Don't forget to check Google Maps. You'll see all the clubs lined up, all in the close vicinity. Just type in clubs in Iceland, bars, and you'll see there's so many. Did we talk? We missed the Lebowski, hey? Okay,
so there's this other bar that was very, like...
awesome.
Lebowski bar, I guess.
So this bar, it's an Americana-style bar, I guess you would call it. So we went there, and they have a dance floor at the very back, but kind of like a diner style in the front. I guess we don't have any footage of it, but we had a great time there. The dancing there was awesome.
Honestly, it's just like a very kind of, it felt like a Applebee's in the front, and then in the back it was like a bar. Like they took down all the tables, and there was another bar back there.
Yeah, with the dance floor. This is by no means all the places there.
Oh, no.
But given our tight schedule, we only had, you know, the one night to go clubbing.
Yeah.
So we didn't get a chance to go to everywhere. Perhaps one day we'll have to go back.